Hello and welcome to NT Coins World. If you're passionate about coins and the fascinating world of numismatics, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll be diving deep into the 1967 Roosevelt dime coin, exploring its history, design features, market value, errors, and the collector interest surrounding this iconic piece of American currency. Whether you're an avid collector or someone just starting out, understanding the rich background of this coin will enhance your appreciation of it. Let's get started. 1967 Roosevelt dime coin. Historical context. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, just after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The coin was designed by the engraver John R. Sinek and was created to honor Roosevelt's leadership and his role in the founding of the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to the fight against polio. The decision to put Roosevelt's portrait on the dime came as part of a larger movement to commemorate the late president, who passed away in 1945. By the time the 1967 Roosevelt dime was struck, the coin had already been a part of the American currency system for more than 20 years. The design was well established and had remained unchanged for over 2 decades. The 1967 coin was struck during the 1960s, a period that saw many changes in the US, including the space race, the civil rights movement, and significantly increased the US economy, becoming $1.75 trillion. However, the dime itself remained a steady symbol of the country's values, with Roosevelt's likeness continuing to grace its obverse side. Design features. The design of the Roosevelt dime, including the 1967 issue, is simple yet iconic. The obverse features a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. This image of Roosevelt was carefully crafted by John R. Sinek, and it captures the president's likeness with a dignified, slightly profile-facing view. Roosevelt is depicted with the signature features of his facial expression, distinguished and resolute, representing the statesman's strong leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Around the rim of the coin are the inscriptions "Liberty" above Roosevelt's portrait and the date 1967 below, indicating the year the coin was minted. Additionally, to the left of Roosevelt's portrait is the Latin motto "In God We Trust," which has been a standard feature on US coins since 1864. On the reverse side of the 1967 Roosevelt dime, you'll find a design that has remained consistent since the coin's introduction in 1946. The reverse showcases a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty and peace. Above the torch is the inscription "E pluribus unam," which translates to "out of many, one," referring to the unity of the United States. Below the torch is the word United States of America, followed by the denomination 1 dime. The coin was struck in a clad composition during 1967, meaning it was made of a copper-nickel alloy with a layer of pure copper at its core, which gives it a silver-like appearance. Vintage. The 1967 Roosevelt dime was produced in significant quantities, making it a relatively common coin for collectors. In 1967, the US Mint produced over 1.3 billion Roosevelt dimes across its 3 minting facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, despite the high mintage, not all coins from this year are created equal in terms of collective value. Of the 1967 dimes, a large portion were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with a smaller quantity coming from the San Francisco Mint, where proof versions of the coin were struck. As a result, the majority of 1967 Roosevelt dimes are not particularly rare, though certain varieties and conditions can make some coins more valuable than others. Market value. For most 1967 1967 Roosevelt dimes. Their value is generally close to their face value of 10 cents. These coins are abundant, and unless they are in near perfect condition or possess some other unique attribute, they are typically not worth much more than a few dollars. However, the value can fluctuate based on various factors, such as the coin's condition, its mint mark, and any errors it may have. For example, well-circulated 1967 Roosevelt dimes typically trade for just a few cents over face value, but higher quality coins in uncirculated condition can fetch a few dollars each. The real value for collectors comes from coins that have been well preserved or exhibit unique errors. Uncirculated or MS-65 grade 1967 dimes can be worth $5 to $10, while proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S mint mark, are worth slightly more. Proof version, especially those in pristine condition, can sometimes command values ranging from $10 to $25, depending on demand and rarity. Errors. Like many coins, the 1967 Roosevelt dime has its share of minting errors. Though errors on this particular coin are not as numerous as those found on some other denominations, they still hold significant value to collectors who specialize in this niche. Some common errors found on the 1967 Roosevelt dime include 1. Double die reverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice, causing the design to appear doubled. In most cases, the doubling is visible in the details of the torch, branches, or lettering on the reverse side. Coins with this error are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch a premium price depending on the extent of the doubling. 2. Off-center strikes. Sometimes dimes were not properly aligned with the die during the striking process, resulting in coins with portions of the design missing. Off-center strikes are popular among collectors because they are unique and more visually interesting than typical coins. 3. Die cracks and cuds. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks, which appear on the surface of the coin as raised lines. In some cases, the cracks can cause pieces of the die to break off, creating what are called cuds. These coins, especially those with more prominent die cracks, can become quite valuable to error coin collectors. 4. Clipped planchets. This error occurs when a blank coin planchet, a round piece of metal, ready to be struck, causing part of the coin to be missing. Clipped planchets are less common, but are certainly of interest to those who collect unusual or flawed coins. Coins with errors from the 1967 issue are generally considered more valuable than typical circulated versions of the dime. Depending on the type and severity of the error, these coins can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100, especially if they are well preserved. Collector interest. The 1967 Roosevelt dime, while not the most exciting coin in terms of rarity, still holds a place of interest among numismatists and coin enthusiasts. Because of its historical significance, being part of the first wave of post-WWI coins, it is often included in collections of American coins from the mid-20th century. Collectors who focus on Roosevelt dimes may also be interested in variations from different mints, particularly those with certain mint marks, such as the S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint. Proof versions of the 1967 Roosevelt dime are also popular among collectors, particularly for those who are looking to complete sets of proof coins from specific years. Despite the relatively high mintage, the 1967 Roosevelt dime has a place in the hobby due to its role in U.S. coinage history. Collectors who focus on coins from the 1960s often value this coin as an important part of their collection. Additionally, as with many coins, the interest in error varieties has grown over the years. Errors on the 1967 Roosevelt dime are sought after by specialized error collectors, and they are often more expensive than non-error examples, especially in the right condition. Conclusion. The 1967 Roosevelt dime coin is a great example of a piece of American currency that holds both historical and numismatic value. While the coin itself is not exceedingly rare or valuable in general, the variations, errors, and condition of the coin can make it an interesting addition to any collection. Its simple yet elegant design, combined with its place in history, makes it a coin that resonates with collectors and history enthusiasts alike. If you're interested in collecting Roosevelt dimes or any other US coins, it's important to keep an eye on the condition of each piece, the mint mark, and any possible errors, as these factors significantly impact a coin's value. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the 1967 Roosevelt dime here on NT Coins World. Be sure to like, subscribe, and